Tremendous. Okay, I think they're ready.
They are indeed ready
All right,
to go.
let them know that we're good to go.
All
And,
right.
and let's get on with this, and we'll see you guys on North.
The rocky shores of the North Sea comprise the setting for a titanic clash of enemy fleets. These tall evergreens and mossy rocks will soon bear witness to the deafening sounds of battle as two teams vie for dominance of the ocean. This is North. North is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the left, B is in the center, and C is on the right. Changed from the old 4-cap configuration in Update 0.7.9, North has proved itself an exciting map to play in tournament mode. Cap A on the left is largely unchanged from previous iterations of the map. A large diameter cap circle bordered by an island on the eastern edge, it's highly accessible to enemy destroyers, and there aren't many places for radar cruisers to hide nearby. As the smallest capture area on the board, the confines of Cap B have a new access point via a break in the islands along the eastern edge. The most common access to the cap comes from due north or south, but being in the center of the map means that ships caught out here find themselves targeted by large portions of the enemy team. On the eastern flank, Cap C has a single island within that can provide some shelter for destroyers as they attempt to capture, but it's a long, exposed route to get behind cover. It was once common for radar cruisers to set up shop along the shores of the island on the western edge, but that island has been adjusted to make holding such a position a lot more dangerous. North is chock full of interesting flanking opportunities in tactical plays for teams looking to expose a weak point in an enemy position. The eastern half of the map has historically hosted lots of exciting action as teams jockey for position around the islands of Cap C. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play North.
All right, welcome to Game 2 as we get started here on North. Definitely been a couple of changes for both teams. Zaf, what is it you see different on CUTER?
Well, didn't they only have double Smolensk last game?
I believe they did. I think they've swapped to Stalingrad for a Des Moines.
That they definitely did, but it feels like they're bringing one more Smolensk than last game as well.
Maybe, but 07 has definitely made some adaptation here. Of course, sticking with double Kremlin, but they have brought double Moskva, and I can only assume that this is in response to the Smolensk spam, right? They want the long-range radar, but they don't want to have to deal with the fires.
Right. Well, and the Moskva also brings into it the faster shell velocities as well.
Oh yes, very much so. She should still be able to full pen a Smolensk at just about any angle she wants to. The shells will. She also gets more shots off because she reloads faster.
Right.
Than a Stalingrad, and yeah. So, of course, we talked about the destroyer. Still sticking with Summers, and Shimakaze.
Also, quick comment on the level of beauty now after the change in the skyboxes. You could really see it on this map now.
Oh yeah. One of the things I love that they've done with the 3D rendering, and you might be able to see it on this map, but on several maps, you can see like the wind rippling across the water when you're down at the ship view.
Yeah,
that is just gorgeous. The 3D modeling team just continues to do stellar work. All right, Dragon, just like last game, very quickly into B, just as quickly. 07 on a cap advantage here with 2 minutes gone.
Oh, absolutely. Now, it's interesting that CUTER is choosing to put the bulk of their forces over at A cap.
Very much so.
Whereas 07 is choosing more of, that's the kite spot, and I think they're looking to shove straight through the 910 line.
Yeah, 07 is very, very light on the western flank here. They've got BFK's Moskva back here, kind of backing up the forward ships, which is Potato 69 Summers and Dolphin Princess's Smolensk, while CUTER is pushing Braindelay's Grozovoy, Carrier Hosho's Smolensk, Shruff's Smolensk, Iris's Kremlin, and Unlimited Chromosomes? Unlimited Chromosome, that's an interesting name.
Yep.
Unlimited Stalingrad, all kind of moving along this side of the map. Now, Braindelay's about to bag A. They can't stop him. They can't spot him. They can't do anything about it.
Correct. But I think that's okay. I think that 07 was expecting to give that up. It just means that they absolutely have to win over at C now.
Yep. That's where they're basically rolling the dice and gonna make their play. We see M373's Des Moines setting up here on the south side of this island near the cap. And my suspicion is that 07, if they haven't yet, they will eventually push Big Ben's Kremlin out over onto the 9 line to try and get shots down onto his bow.
Now, I was commenting before about 07 in positioning. Take a look at where Beaver Hunter Sepp is right now in that Des Moines. He's basically getting free shots over there on Admiral PNG in the Kremlin.
So he is.
I mean, what great positioning right there. And now Congo is detected. I believe Congo is detected by being spotted by Ashen Wolf
Congo
here.
at the bottom of the cap, and Ashen Wolf opting to engage, getting just wrecked through the stern with full pens from the Kremlin.
Yeah.
Actually, well, it would have been over pens, but he took a lot of shells. I mean, he's still falling now. He's under 7K and on fire. Ashen, that single gun salvo, and Ashen may go off the board right here because he fired his guns once.
Right. We were talking earlier about fire discipline.
Yep.
And M373 right there in the Des Moines saying, try to smoke up, I dare ya.
CUTER is going to get him, Zath. Well, 700 HP. He's clinging to life.
It's going to happen.
They get him. What a huge kill for CUTER, taking away the destroyer advantage in less than 5 minutes.
Absolutely. And it also means that 07 really can't push CCAP like they might have wanted to.
They don't have a destroyer on this half of the board now. Their
Exactly.
destroyers are all on the 2 line and the 4 line.
Worth noting is Dragon has been rotating over to ACAP.
Yes, he is.
I think their plan was to cross-torp the crap out of anything that pushed its way up through A, but I don't know that that plan is worthwhile anymore. You know that old axiom that no plan survives first contact with the enemy?
No, very much so.
Oh, BFK just took a big hit.
What's interesting to me, if you look at Iris's Kremlin, I think he might actually go into B, Zath.
Why not? What's stopping him?
I mean, nothing. I mean,
Let's take a look at his view.
Williams' Kremlin is in a position to take a shot, but, I mean, he's not really going to have a shot. Let's switch to the 07 view here just so we can see what they see.
Let's see what that salvo brings to BFK.
No.
Right up the butt.
Not too much there. Only about 3 or 4K out of that. As it looks like that's some Smolensk smoke going up in A. CUTER solidifying their position in there.
CUTER knows that that's their push side.
Potato 69 and Brain Delay in a gunfight now. Destroyer gunfight well over on the 2 line.
It's a 4v1
but
right now.
Potato has, I mean, sorry, Brain Delay has support. There's a Summers back there. Oh, Potato is taking a tremendous amount of damage. His smoke is down. It looks like his smoke is astern of him. I don't think it's available. He's going to be detected for it. They're going to lose. They're going to lose Potato, Zath. There he goes. The triple Smolensk.
The trade.
He does trade. Brain Delay goes out. More torpedoes going into the smoke looking for that Smolensk. But the Smolensk is just wiping out this destroyer advantage, Zath. They're just murder on destroyers.
Yeah, you were mentioning earlier about how that hasn't impacted.
Yeah.
I'm quite shocked to see it have such an impact.
I am too. We talked about how much of an impact 07's destroyer play had on their victories, but here we are, 6.5 minutes into this game, and they don't have but one destroyer left, and it's the Shimakaze.
Check this out. We've got a Kremlin slap fight forming in BCAP.
Yep, I was just looking at that. Except that William is getting slapped around by a bunch of CUTER's, the CUTER ships are well over on the 2-3 lines. He doesn't really have anybody able to do that sort of thing for him against Iris in the BCAP. Is he? Do you think he might just go for the ram here, Zav?
Well, you know, it takes a battleship off the board, but you know, like you kind of don't want that almost.
You don't. At the same time, that's a cap that you own, right? If you kill him, you're defending it essentially.
Now, Unlimited is possibly going down. He's at 8K health.
I was just fixing to say that the CUTER ships in A don't look all that healthy right now.
But let's watch what happens with William here. I have a feeling he might just go for the ram.
Yeah,
yep, he's horning.
They're both going for the ram. It's one of the only ways, one of the most reliable ways to get a Kremlin off the board, which is depressing but true. Unlimited continue to come under fire from BFK's Moskva, trying to get him lit, and they've lost sight of him.
Beaver Hunter Sepp just went down to Admiral PNG salvo. Looked like he had a really nice, nice
yeah, he was out
there.
in open water here. Caught out in the open.
And that's the problem. The trade with the battleship works if you've got that ship advantage. I think 07 was expecting to get another kill there to kill Unlimited, and they didn't. And now taking that battleship off the board works a little bit against them. They have a little bit less firepower to put towards Alpha.
Indeed. Whew. 8 minutes gone here, basically, and 07 about 250 points behind. Down two ships and a cap on North in Game 2.
Now let's talk about positioning here. We've got M373X in the Des Moines, basically doing the same thing I was commenting on earlier with positioning. Now he's sitting here getting shots for free. I'm going to switch over to 07's view, and 07 can't see him at all. Oh, now they can. They just saw him.
Well, and so earlier I was mentioning this, right? Like if they needed to try and push Ben in a position to where he could punish this Des Moines, and they've kind of done it, but there's a lot of CUTER ships in nearby. Congo Pride is just south of him, putting a torpedo salvo downrange that I'm sure Ben is not going to enjoy. As Ben is into the cap now, holding those points back.
Can you enjoy torpedoes?
You can if you're the destroyer.
Okay.
Congo is headed straight for M3. He's going to smoke him up. Yep. Now that's short duration British smoke. So it's not going to last for long, but it is going to preserve M3 long enough for them to hopefully get enough pressure on Ben and get him off the board.
Yeah, but not good enough for Team Condor with the radar. As soon as that smoke went up, they want him down. Big Ben taking a big salvo.
Ben may not survive to get much more off.
No, Ben needs to get the kill before he dies. That's literally all he has to care for.
There it is. They do get the kill, but it's going to cost them their other battleship, as now 07 is left with double Moskva, Smolensk, and Shimakaze as their surviving ships.
A lot of trading going on over here in this game.
Yeah, but when they're behind on ships, trading benefits the other team.
Absolutely.
300 points down and falling farther behind here. Less than 4 minutes on the timer for 07.
And not good enough for a team is probably just going to have to use the Russian torpedo here.
Well, I was going to say, I think if P&G may do to him what Big Ben just did to M3. We'll see.
Well,
ooh, doesn't quite get there. But
balanced bow says no.
But you know what, though? This ram is not going to kill P&G. See? P&G had too much surviving health.
Wow. I wonder if that ram would have been different if it was tip-to-tip.
No, I don't think so.
No?
P&G had over 80,000 hit points.
Okay.
Moskva's only going to deal its health pool, which is 65,000.
Well, with ramming flag, it's another 20%?
True, if he'd had the ramming flag, but he didn't. BFK finally going down. 07 looks all but out of this game. Over 500 points down here. 120 seconds on the timer.
And this is
a rout, Zaf.
This is a bigger loss than the first game.
Well, the first game was very, very, very close for, what, 12 or 13 minutes?
Yeah.
And then it all kind of came apart at the end. This is just a rout. The early destroyer kills have basically allowed CUTER to do basically whatever they want. 07's strategies this event so far have been built around the destroyer advantage and flexing the torpedoes and getting what they needed out of those torpedo salvos. And you take the destroyers off the board that quickly, and it just seems like they don't really have a good reaction for it.
Yep. Unlimited Chromosome trying to radar Dolphin Princess. It's not going to happen. Shruff over there might go down.
Shruff is very low, but Dragon's on 900 HPs in a gunfight with a Smolensk. No,
yeah.
That ain't happening.
You're not going to win that kind of a gunfight.
2 quick kills, and the game is over just that quickly.
Wow.
That was a rout, Zaf.